For the Witten family of Jacksonville, being a family of 5, instead of 4, to fill the only remaining seats on a bus, proved a fateful fact earlier this week. That bus, part of a crew-sponsored tour to ancient Mayan ruins, went ahead of the one they eventually boarded. And it was the one that flipped over along a winding Mexican road Tuesday, causing the death of 12 people aboard. "We missed it by 30 seconds, said Michelle Witten, mother of Joss, 12, Colby, 8 and Sydney, 7, shaking her head. Her husband, John, said, "We saw bodies on the road. There was blood everywhere." The family was among thousands of Royal Caribbean's Serenade of the Seas passengers who disembarked Friday morning at Port Everglades after witnessing the tragedy in some way. A number of them saw the scene as they drove past, on their way to the ruins, and others heard it announced on the ship intercom. Just one of the passengers aboard Serenade of the Seas, believed to be a Canadian woman, was among the 12 killed in the accident, passengers said. Her family, a husband and 2 children, did not get back on the cruise ship after the crash. Another 10 victims were passengers on the Celebrity Equinox, which returns to the port of Miami Saturday. How safe are shore excursions for cruise line passengers? That's a question that resurfaces after highly publicized accidents such as Tuesday's fatal bus crash in eastern Mexico that killed passengers of 2 ships owned by Royal Caribbean Cruises. 11 foreign tourists and a Mexican tour guide. How safe are shore excursions for cruise line passengers? That's a question that resurfaces after highly publicized accidents such as Tuesday's fatal bus crash in eastern Mexico that killed passengers of 2 ships owned by Royal Caribbean Cruises. 11 foreign tourists and a Mexican tour guide. A Coconut Creek woman, Fania Shamus, 78, her daughter, and her grandson, were among the dead who had been passengers on the Celebrity Equinox. The driver of the ill-fated bus has been faulted and taken into custody for excessive speed along the road that had no guardrails or shoulder, according to reports. Disembarking from the Serenade of the Seas, Pamela Presley, 48, and her husband, Glenn Wildenman, 50, of Montreal, Quebec, were puzzled over why they were suddenly getting messages that their relatives in Canada were calling on Tuesday. They dared not answer because of data charges, but then they heard the captain's announcement. At first, people were talking over what he was saying, like they always do, but then when we started to hear fatalities and accident it went dead quiet, Wildenman said. I've never been in a place with so many people so quiet like that. Presley said. Royal Caribbean allotted passengers 30 minutes of free internet time to contact relatives and reassure them, Wildenman said. At an earlier stop during the cruise, the couple had taken a bus snorkeling in Honduras, Presley said. That experience convinced them they didn't need to take any more tours. The roads there have no lanes, Wildenman said.